Hello everyone. 27 years ago, while a student in high school, my geography teacher was teaching us about agriculture and water resources in California. Driven by instincts, I told my father I want to study agriculture and environmental protection, and this would take me to America someday. And the first place I wanted to visit in America was California. I took a pencil and I wrote on the wall of my room, California, USA 1996. My father was so sick by then, and he asked me, how are we going to get there? You are so poor. I told my father, if you support me to start practicing agriculture and environmental protection, I will keep my pictures, and someday somebody will see these pictures and take me to California. My father gave me all the support that he could, and a few months later, he passed away. I started working so hard, and in 2007, I was selected to represent Africa to study watersheds in 3 continents of the world, and the program started in America. Guess where? California, and I went there 11 years later. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you along my journey. The title of my presentation is Growing an Environmental Movement in Cameroon, the Tantoh New Village Environmental Movement. My name is Tantoh. I'm popularly known as Tantoh. I was born in Cameroon. I'm a grassroots environmental activist. I'm an Ashoka Fellow and a Make It More Health Fellow working in Cameroon. How do you grow a movement? In order to grow a movement, you need to start small, because I believe that from small things, big things grow. So in 1996, while a student in high school, I conceived a 30 years development plan to work for my community. I work with children to instill in them about nature conservation and how to grow food naturally. I experimented with different varieties of plants and raised animals for income and manure. I got a scholarship from far and wide Scotland to study agriculture in Cameroon, and I graduated with an HND as a senior agricultural technician specializing in springs water catchment protection and agroforestry. I founded an organization called Save Your Future Association in 2005. But currently, Save Your Future Association is transitioning into the Farmer Tantoh's Foundation, and we have a registration as a 501c non-profit status in the United States of America. I received a letter of encouragement from His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, who is now King Charles of England. So 16 people have joined my movement, 30 villages are involved, 800 gardens have been created, and over 50,000 people are impacted by the water projects we are carrying out in their communities. So in 2007, I was in Tantoh Biker Institute. I did water projects from 2009, and my book publication was published in 2019. And in 2024, I am creating the Farmer Tantoh's Foundation and also the New Village Environmental Movement. So in 2007, I was in California to study watersheds, and I was monitoring streams in South Lake Tahoe, and I volunteered at the Yosemite Park, in California. So 1 month later, I traveled to Siberia, to Russia, to study Lake Baikal, and I was studying the impact of ecotourism on the western shores of Lake Baikal, and I was volunteering in Siberia near Lake Baikal. I also traveled to study sacred places and spring water conservation with the Buddhists in Buryatia Republic in northern Mongolia. After my training, I brought back the knowledge to teach my people about watershed management. In my community in Kambe, in a rural village, I started a community garden called the Chua Botanical Gardens. And my goal was to teach young people about nature conservation. And we have planted over 800 gardens in communities, and children will come right at the garden to learn about nature conservation. So in 2009, I started water projects. Why did I go into water projects? After having been sick of typhoid for over 7 years, I decided that no one should die of something that is necessary for life, which is water. So we have built over 60 wells and springs that is providing clean water to over 50,000 people, and we help villages to get water closer to their homes. So my program has hosted over 100 international volunteers from USA, Canada, Europe, and Asia. So these are the various projects we have been carrying out since 2009 on water issues. And now, the project that I was to present at the Creative Bureaucracy Festival was putting the community at the center to provide safe drinking water for all in Bamenda City. Bamenda City has a population of about 594,000 people, and our goal was to provide 12 boreholes, plant 5,000 trees in water catchments, and then train residents on water conservation techniques, and also carry out a mass sensitization on water conservation techniques. So this project, which we emerged overall winner in the local innovators program, cost about 426,000 euros, and it's a project that will last for 18 months. So in 2019, my story was illustrated in a children's book titled I Am Farmer, Growing an Environmental Movement in Cameroon, and it is also translated into French in France, called Tantoh le Fermier, and is being used in all Francophone African countries and Haiti. Maybe someday my story will be translated into German as well to inspire children in Germany. So I presented my story in 40 elementary schools to over 30,000 children across 12 states during the book launch in the United States of America in spring 2019. So I've received a number of awards and fellowships from around the world, especially the International Green Apple Award for Environmental Best Management Practices that was given to me at the House of Commons in 2011. So these are the awards pictures. And now the New Village Environmental Movement. Why am I coming up with a New Village Environmental Movement? It's a Farmer Tantoh's Fellowship Program. After having working in rural and urban communities for 27 years with proven results, I realized that it is time to identify passionate young people living in rural communities or stranded abroad that are willing to relocate back into their villages. So participants will apply through the Farmer Tantoh's Foundation, under the Farmer Tantoh's Fellowship, and through vigorous and selection process, they'll be elected as Farmer Tantoh Fellows. After 2 days at the Farmer Tantoh's Training Resource Center, they'll be assigned to various villages. So the Farmer Tantoh's Fellowship mechanism is as follows. Each fellow is allocated to a village and you sign an MOU to commence environmental projects in your village. And the fellow shall sensitize the village to plant green lawns, to plant trees in churches and schools. And they'll be given a lawnmower, seeds, nurseries. They'll start a nursery, and they'll be given a motorbike and a monthly stipend. And at the end of the 1-year program, the fellow shall sensitize the village to carry out a football competition. Each participant that shall participate in the football competition shall sign an MOU that he or she shall plant lawns in his or her home before he can participate in the competition. The fellow shall update the foundation with weekly reports or with photos of their work. An evaluation team shall go around to evaluate. If the fellow has not met up with his or her tasks, the bag will be taken away from the fellow and handed to another fellow who is willing to engage. So importance of planting lawns in the communities. It helps to protect the soil against erosion. It prevents dust, hence prevent cough. It beautifies the environment. Children are clean, hence parents don't spend money to buy detergent. And it prevents rural homes from collapsing, hence saving lives. The pilot phase of the project, after the first year, if the Farmer Tantoh's Fellow has successfully implemented a task, he or she shall present a personal livelihood project, be it agriculture and animal husbandry or ecotourism project, for the movement to support. The fellow shall then commit to continue with the movement for 1 year, making a total of 2 years fellowship. He or she shall continue to identify other community-led projects and shall engage the villagers to take part in their own development while the foundation comes in to support. For example, building a water catchment or building a farm-to-market bridge. Just one fellow can ignite a whole village to be transformed into a vibrant community in just 2 years. So the total for one fellow is 8,890 euros for 1 year. And the total for one fellow for 2 years is 14,000 euros to impact a fellow for 2 years fellowship. And these are the potential candidates that have been elected for 2024-2025. We have 6 of them in total that has been elected, and they're already doing work in their villages, although they have not started receiving a stipend. So my goal for 2030 is to elect 100 fellows, both males and females, to represent the movement in 100 villages of the northwest region of Cameroon. Villages can now design self-reliant projects to transform rural landscapes without depending on government or foreign aid. By 2030 and beyond, we must have contributed to support the United Nations attain the Sustainable Development Goals. So the Farmer Tantoh Eco Village is an ongoing project, which is the construction of an eco village which will include a resource training center and an eco lodge. So the eco lodge was constructed already, and now we have the vision to build a conference hall, to install, to acquire conference hall, to fence the whole eco village, and to install animal husbandry and landscaping. And the total project for the eco village is 265,000 euros. So this is the design of the conference hall and the offices to be built at the eco village. So the cost summary of my project is $138,000 to launch the Tantoh New Village movement for 2 years, to build a training hall, to construct a cafe and retaining wall around the eco village. So I want to end my presentation with the story of a hummingbird. There was a huge forest that was on fire. All the animals were running for their dear life. And the little tiny hummingbird said, guys, we can do something to stop this fire. He started flying to the nearby stream to suck water in his tiny beak to sprinkle the fire. At times he will ask the animals, even the elephant with his large trunk, to suck water and sprinkle the fire. And the elephant will laugh at him. Who do you think you are? You are so little, you can't do everything. And at some point the hummingbird stopped and told all the animals, guys, I am doing the best I can. So to me, to solve humanitarian problems, everyone should try to do very little things. For if everyone was trying to do small things, no one will ever be there to do a lot. So let us all be like the hummingbirds in our communities and do the best that we can do. It doesn't matter where you come from. You are never too small or insignificant to contribute to the long-term sustainability of our planet. Just by doing very simple things to the best of your ability, you are improving our world. I don't have a degree, I don't have a master's, but I believe from my practical experience for 27 years has earned me a PhD. And my PhD is based on 3 principles: persistence, hope, and dedication. Thank you so much for your kind attention. If you want to partner with us, if you want to join to support our projects, please contact us through the phone number, through my emails, and through my YouTube channel, Farmer Tantoh. Subscribe and follow us along our journey. Thank you so much. I am Farmer. No farmer, no future. Peace and blessings.